Hi, this is Kurt Johnson doing another Mindful Monday from here at Shawbucks, Jamestown, New York on Chautauqua Lake. You can't be happy all week if you don't start on Monday. Should you choose to be happy, life is choice. Today's topic is forgiveness, and how does forgiveness keep you in your best mood and your highest energy? Just to give you a recap, this is the energy of me philosophy I use. Energy is the ability to create movement through love or fear. And simply the forgiveness of fear is the return to love. The me part is mindful eatery. Mindfulness is just the awareness or consciousness that what our food, thought, and environment that we're consuming has an effect on our energy. It gives us energy or it takes it away. And just an update on the diet of food. In past, I've made comments that, I've eaten a steak and it made me tired and that it was what I ate at that time. Well, actually, it turns out it's more about when you eat, not what you eat. Apparently, there's these 4-hour cycles that I've learned from Dr. George Carlo, and that when you eat in a peak energy phase food, it takes your energy away, where you've got to eat at a lower cycle, which happens every couple of hours during a 4-hour cycle. I'll explain more about that in a future video, but it's truly not what you eat, it's more about when you eat, and we'll have that discussion later. So this week's topic, forgiveness, the discomfort you get that causes you to want to forgive or to seek revenge. Life is choice. We either have the choice to give forgiveness, or we can seek revenge or seek to defend our position or whatever it is. I've learned that forgiveness is a simple way to keep my energy. I know it's fear that caused the discomfort that wants me to engage in anger, fear, revenge, hate, whatever it is, and it's an opportunity to learn. Even through my experiences in Texas, where I had the life crisis, I lost a year of my life. I could have stayed in the state of victimhood, or I could have forgiven those around me that had the fear that they had to do something that actually had a negative effect on my life, caused me to realize that the only bad experience in life is the one I didn't learn from. So through my life crisis, what happened in Texas, I learned the notion of the forgiveness of fear, forgiving the fear that gave rise to the action, as there's only two energies that create movement, love or fear, and forgiving fear is simply a return to love. Neither one's bad or neither one's good. It's the middle ground that gives us energy and keeps us centered and able to think clearly, consciously, and coherently. And I've even taken this into a matter of, that whether you could sin without fear, because lack, limitation, stealing, theft, all that are based on a fear. And even when you read the Lord's Prayer, which I'm not trying to go religious or push someone towards Christianity or push them away from it, I simply want to state that when you make a trespass, that's the same thing. It says, forgive me of my trespasses as I forgive those who have trespassed against me. And this energy of me, with fear and love being positive and negative, I like to look at it this way. Forgive me of my fears that I have projected on others and myself, as I forgive those who have done the same to me, feared against me, or done things to create this negative feeling. So simply put, forgive me of my fears as I forgive those who have feared against me, brings a whole new meaning to my life, and it makes it simple and easier to forgive someone that's crossed paths with me, that made me feel uncomfortable, that made me feel like a victim, that made me feel disrespected. I've realized they've acted out of fear. So to reiterate what I've said in the past is, nobody can make you feel disrespected without your consent. Well, you have to consent to fear to feel disrespected. And a couple instances that promoted me to want to have this video this week, I had two different people from two different sexes come up to me and tell me that I needed to stop the comments someone was making. And it just kind of infuriated me that was limited thinking, and and that they shouldn't be allowed to say that, and that why am I supposed to stop someone from making comments? Now, these comments wasn't really commenting on what would be sexual harassment or something that needed immediate attention, someone attacking someone's personality, character or whatever. It was more about, someone's got to stop making these comments that I'm not doing my job right, whether it's cleaning or whether it's paying attention to the crowd or whether it's the way I bartend and I'm not paying attention to customers. Whatever the comment is, these comments weren't really totally negative. They made them felt defensive and they felt they were being personally attacked. But it was a learning opportunity for them, and it wound up a learning opportunity for myself, because I realized that whatever discomfort I feel, and whether someone's making comments or not, if I get uncomfortable, that's a reflection of what's also within me. In Lakesh, I see me and you is the same feeling that I see all of it, and if it's happening to you, I must be participating in it as well. So, looking into the matter, these comments, do put you in the state of fear, and you're defending your ego, basically. I mean, you're feeling that someone's attacking you by making a comment that you need to improve, or, and someone else might feel that, well, that's not your department to make a comment because you're not part of the staff within the business that handles this matter. But, everyone's observant, everyone has an opinion, and as long as it's constructive criticism or constructive comments to improve the workplace, let's have it. They all should be heard. And if it makes you feel bad, give it the 10-minute rule, or the 24-hour rule, and see how it feels, and see if you feel different, and see if there was a lesson to be learned. See if you were going to react out of fear instead of allow your fear to exist so you could respond in a more positive way. And what happens even with comments, you see it on Facebook all the time. Everyone's defending their character, they're defending their position, they're trying to get the last word in. It's all basically ego, that's what it is. I'm using the term ego, that's your physical self. That's your 2-year-old self that has a temper tantrum. That's yourself that just reacts instead of responds because you've got to defend yourself. I've said it before, the ego can't exist without fear because it wouldn't have anything to defend. So really, when you get upset about someone's comments, if they were constructive criticism and you took it the wrong way, it's your ego, that discomfort. So if you see that, forgive yourself of your fear so that you can see and learn the lesson that someone was trying to bring to your attention without getting defensive. And so I have a confession to make in regards to comments and an apology that goes out to the person that last week we had our Halloween contest and it went very well, but not everyone's always happy with the decision. And a nice girl who I truly apologize to came up. She was making a comment on to how we could improve the event, and I cut her off in the middle of her sentence and said, "This is just the way we do things here," where I should have listened to the constructive criticism. I reacted instead of responded. It had been a busy night. There was a lot going on in my world. Maybe I just lacked the energy to think consciously, but I reacted and I shut her down. I didn't want to hear what she wanted to say. I just wanted the night over. I wanted to go home, and I simply responded saying, "We don't do things that way. Maybe you should go somewhere else." And that was horrible. She's a super nice girl, and I want to send an apology out that I answered so abruptly. But why else would I have 2 more reasons of people saying that I needed to stop people from commenting, whether it made them feel negative or positive, which I felt negative, I felt judged, and I responded negatively, when really it was an opportunity where I could learn and do a better Halloween. So in a nutshell, forgive the fear that gave rise for your actions, whether it came up within yourself or someone else outside of you. And I appreciate you guys. I thank you. And this week, if you have any comments on this topic of the forgiveness of fear, please make a comment. I know my friends know I don't really engage in Facebook. I do it for Shawbucks, my business. But this week, if you want to make a comment, have a question, please send it in. I'll pick the top one or two that I feel I can respond accurately and wisely to. And should I do that, I'm going to offer a $25 gift card to Shawbucks for someone participating. And for the quote of the week, the forgiveness of fear. Forgive the fear that gave rise to the action, for fear is simply a return to love. Thank you guys. Have a great week. Like us, share us. You can also see these on YouTube at Kurt B. Johnson